Matt Schumont joins me on the desk. Moses taking the day off. Now, before we get started, we're going to talk about the Bobcats, but my hockey team, the Edmonton Oilers, are in action tonight against his hockey team, the LA Kings.
The champs,
yes.
The reigning, defending.
So before we go
champs.
on, we have a nice little friendly wager. We just don't know what exactly the loser has to do, but if you guys have any ideas, you could definitely email us in. But
absolutely,
the Edmonton Oilers will beat your Kings.
You say so. Oh, we're getting laughs upstairs. They think that's even funny.
We're gonna yak a bomb all over that thing. Anyway,
Right.
let's talk to more local hockey. The Bobcats were in action.
Yeah, a little Monday matinee action yesterday in Spruce Grove, trying to play the spoiler role as the Saints are trying to battle for a top spot in the North Division. Tanner Dunkel would score the lone goal in the first. The teams then would alternate goals in the second period, giving the Cats a 3-2 lead. Heading into the third, Tim Nolte would tie the game with just over 4 to play to force overtime, and just $1.52 into the extra frame, Dylan Holman would score the winner. The Border City Bunch have now lost 6 of their last 7 games. They're back in action tomorrow night in Fort McMurray. In Junior B action, the Lloydminster Bandits return home down 2 games in their best-of-7 series against the Killam Wheat Kings. The Wheaties got the better of the Bandits in Game 2, coming back from a 4-2 deficit in the third, eventually winning it in the first overtime. Puck drop for tonight's Game 3 is set for 8 o'clock at the Civic. And in the NHL, the Edmonton Oilers continue their 5-game homestand as they hook up with the Los Angeles Kings for the second time this year. And if you recall the last time these two teams faced off against each other, Sam Gagner tied it up with 4 seconds to go, and Nel Yakupov scored the OT winner with the Theo Fleury-esque celebration. Puck drop for this one is at 8 o'clock. All right, let's go to some curling now as the Scotties Tournament of Hearts continue this afternoon with Draw 8 action. BC coming in at 2-2. Now BC scored 2 in the first. BC sitting 2 without hammer. New Brunswick's Andrea Crawford forced to draw for a single, but it's heavy. It's a steal of 2 and a 4-0 BC lead. Jump to the 6th. Now a 6-2 game. Crawford with a chance for 3. She hits and sticks. It's a 1-point game. Now 7-5 BC in the 8th. New Brunswick with last rock. Crawford looking for the deuce. She avoids the jam and gets her 2, tying the game at 7s. But in the 9th, the 2-time Scotties champ Kelly Scott with the chance for a 6th spot. Come on! What a shot. It's handshakes after that. BC improves to 4-2 with a 13-7 win. As for the rest of Draw 8, Alberta's struggles continue, giving up 4 in the 4th and 3 in the 7th as Newfoundland gets the 8-3 win in 8 ends. Marianne Arsenault and Nova Scotia break the goose egg as they get win number 1 with the 10-7 win over the Northwest Territories. And it took extra ends, but PEI wins their 3rd straight, stealing 2 in the 11th as Suzanne Britzrink improves to 3-3, going on to the 8-6 victory. Starting today and for the remainder of the Scotties, we bring in former Saskatchewan champion Scott Manners and get his analysis on how Team Saskatchewan and the rest of the teams are doing at this week's Canadian Championships. Today we talk about Jill Shumay's amazing start. All right, Scott, we'll just start off with Jill Shumay's start. Unbelievable, 4-1 right now. For yourself as a rookie last year in the Brier, how important was it, for Jill Shumay to get off such an incredible start?
Well, again, like you said, a terrific start to the week, 4-1 right now going into tonight's game in Kingston, Ontario, and to fly and play and have the pressure of media and rookie skip and all that contained into one. They've started out just fantastic. We couldn't be happier.
Now, the percentages haven't quite been there. They're in the high 60s, low 70s, but it's been working. Just how has it been working for them to be so successful lately?
Well, it's not always a numbers game. It's not always about what your average is. They seem to be positioning stones really well, and with changing ice conditions and things like that, we're going to find middle of the week. It'll be interesting to see how tonight's game goes. I know this morning game, the teams that were playing were a lot of discussion about the ice conditions changing and an evening draw at the Scotties. It'll be really interesting to see how the girls play on that different ice tonight.
Yeah, now you kind of been focusing on the ice conditions. Just what is it that makes the ice conditions? One day the rocks could be curling, the next day they just stay straight.
A little bit straighter.
Yeah, what's with that?
Largely in part in Kingston, Ontario, it could be a humidity thing. It could be just changing temperature outside that'll change the conditions inside. And it's totally out of the curlers' hands. We don't know what's going to happen from day to day and temperature to temperature. So they have the best ice makers in the world at the event. And it's going to be great to see how they continue on with the ice making at the Scotties.
Yeah, up next for Saskatchewan is Nova Scotia, who just got their first win this afternoon.
Yeah,
so playing a veteran team like that, what do the girls got to do to improve to 5-1, especially with tough competition coming up near the end of the schedule for them?
Well, tonight, again, another great team in Nova Scotia. Yeah. Colleen Jones, no stranger to Scotties play. I think the Shumay team is going to stick to what they know, and I know they've been positioning great, they're strategizing great, they're really working well as a team, and their sweeping is great. Yeah. Taryn and Janae have done a really great job on the front end of bringing it together. We'll see how it goes midweek. I know with fatigue and the first time at a national, and it's a week-long curling event, we're used to a lot of 3-day events as players. So the first time with that week-long event, there is some fatigue. I know that our Saskatchewan team's going to stay healthy, and really a lot riding on tonight's game.
Yeah, you kind of talked about the schedule. You do play 2 games usually, but they've kind of done something a little bit different. How there's only 2 draws for the middle of the week. Do you like what they've done with the schedule? Hoping players can get that extra rest, don't have to play in the morning.
It's better for the players. It's especially better for a rookie team that's never played in a national before, and it's great for them. If they need that extra rest in the afternoon, it's available for them, which is just huge for the first-time players. So.
Okay, now the rest of the draws for Draw 8.
Right.
BC, a heck of a win today, scoring 6 in the 9th after losing a 6-2 lead. So obviously, Canada, Ontario, and Manitoba looking very good. But you got to look out for teams like BC, who with Kelly Law, Kelly Scott, 2-time champion. So she's obviously a good curler. So what's Saskatchewan got to do to continue the success they've been having?
Well, this is the middle of the week, and this is where they're really going to want to get rolling. It really is the test. It seems to be the Tuesday, Wednesday, and the breakaway Thursday to see what really happens with these teams. I know that I know when they get rolling along and playing better and the percentages come up, that they'll be really tough as well. The good thing about being a rookie, none of those elite teams know you either, so it'll work great for them as well.
Twitter has become the new way of finding almost anything that's happening around the world. And on this week's Beyond the Boards, I find out who some of the Bobcats follow and how many followers they have. All right, Lyndon, Twitter's become a pretty big social media thing. Now, when you're on Twitter, who are some of the people or groups or anything like that you like to follow?
Actually, as a team, we all kind of follow a group called Cute Emergency. It's pretty funny. It's just a picture of cute puppies and cats and stuff like that. I'm not really into the cats thing, sorry about that.
Now, is there a lot of competition in the dressing room to see, who has the most followers on the team?
Yeah, I don't know if it's as much most followers as it is the ratio. I mean, you want a good ratio from followers to following, and I mean, I'm not doing great right now. I think I'm at an even ratio, but we got a couple guys on the team who have a really good ratio.
Trying to improve it every day, but follow for a follow isn't working too well right now. Had to make a few cuts, but my ratio is all right.
Now, I've also seen a couple pictures of Ray Bell's head. # random pictures of Ray Bell. What's up with that?
It's Ray's a character, and anytime you can capture him in the act of doing something funny, whether he sleeps, he's a funny looking sleeper.
I mean, it's a good laugh. Like, I'm not a very pretty sleeper apparently. From what I've seen, I'm pretty angry, but yeah, it's just a lot of fun. Guys are having a great time on it. A little bit of a release from skating and everything, hockey.